Alright guys, we are now into our finale segment. Now our finale segment is going to be about T.I. and this whole situation of how he is quote unquote baffled that his son is smoking. Now the son that we are discussing is King. This is his second to last child out of the number of children that he has. I just want to give you guys a little bit of a backstory before we get into this topic. Now, about, I feel like it's about a year now. There's been this ongoing debate about T.I. and how he is with his kids. And in this one instance, which aired on their show, T.I. and Tiny Family and Friends, in this situation, they discussed the whole Hyman situation where he goes to the doctor with his youngest daughter and pretty much checks her hymen to make sure that she hasn't, well, not his youngest daughter, but one of his daughters. He goes to the doctor and checks her hymen to make sure that, she is staying very safe and not indulging in any sort of activity, if you guys know what I mean. And with that being said, he caused a lot of controversy simply because, people thought it was extremely weird. And they thought, it's never that serious to go to that extreme with your daughter, But T.I. kind of felt like, hey, it's my daughter, it's my life, it's her life that I'm going to infiltrate in. So I'm going to do what I'm doing and I'm not going to stop and blah, blah, blah. Then he went on to even accuse people that, their sick minds are thinking wrong and things like that. That's his daughter and all this other kind of stuff. And then just when it came to King, one of his sons, it just seems like his energy shifted because King, one of his sons, actually can do no wrong in their eyes, really. King, in this instance, is caught smoking. King has already lost his V card, and he's not even really doing it in a manner of being cautious of what he's doing, if you guys see what I'm saying. But I just feel like honestly T.I. does a double standard, and when it comes to the women in his family, he treats them on a certain level compared to the men of his family. It's very, very agitating and irritating, but that's just his viewpoints and standpoints on things within his family and their dynamic. So I was on Neighborhood Talk 2 and I did find the video of this information coming out. So I do want to play you guys that video so you guys can hear this whole situation go down. So before we get into this video 100%, I just want to explain to you guys what you will be hearing. So you'll pretty much be hearing T.I. and how he's pacing back and forth and having pretty much just a conversation about what his son is doing. And then we eventually pan down and see that, T.I.'s son is over here rolling up, some substances. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys hear this, and then I'm going to come back and talk further more about it. And I'll also read the caption of Neighborhood Talks 2's post.
Myself, doing it the family way. You dig what I'm saying? I hear, man, at the cabin, man, and you know what I'm saying? I want to, of course, we want our children to experience the life that we have afforded for ourselves and introduce them to parts of the world that we ain't been able to experience when we was kids. But then, right? But then, I come by here, you know what I mean? I'm having a nice family time. And I come out here and look what I see. Look what I got to see. Look. Man, what is you doing, bro? Man, I'm gonna come kick your ass, man. You see what I'm saying? Hey, look, man. You know what I'm saying? This nigga down here sitting in the goddamn jacuzzi what he doing, man? Look like he. What is he doing? Putting on for the ground, man. I'm somebody here enjoying myself doing it. Man, hold up, girl. Come down here. Man, hold up, girl. I don't understand. It did what it come to? Man, what the hell? Go look at your son. Go look at your son. Man, I'm finna go kick this little nigga's ass. Who do you think he is, man? In my damn house. You know what I'm saying? This nigga here done bumped his goddamn head.
Okay, guys, I must admit that was very, very funny. It took me a minute to not laugh at that, but yeah, he's acting all baffled and things like he knows his son isn't bad as hell. But I'm gonna go ahead and read you guys what Neighborhood Talk 2 had stated on their caption. It says, I guess King says he's all grown up. Neighbors King Harris, son of T.I., was found in a jacuzzi smoking something. The family went to the cabins for a nice little getaway, and while T.I. was on Instagram Live, he caught his son King puffing a joint. Not to mention, he's only 15. What is you doing? Asked Tip on Instagram Live after panning the camera over to his teenage son. I'm going to kick your ass, man. You see what I'm saying? Nigga down there sitting in the goddamn jacuzzi. I don't know what he's doing, man. It looks like what is he doing? Is this what it come to? What the hell? Go look at your son. I'm going to kick this little nigga ass. Who does he think he is? I'm in my damn house, said T.I. With King's birthday right around the corner, I guess he had other ways of starting the celebration. Now, our only question is, how will T.I. handle this situation? So yeah, in the comments, he was getting dragged. Pretty much people were, saying how he was a double standard because now King is over here about to start smoking and, he over here checking Deja's timing, so it's like, it's a complete double standard because you continue to do things that make people really question your character, question the way that you raise your kids. And I just kind of feel like if you're going to allow your son to go out there and live this crazy wild lifestyle, you should allow all your kids to do that crazy wild lifestyle. I hate to bring it to this point, but guys, Deja Harris, like, I don't know if you guys follow her on YouTube and everything, but I've subscribed to her YouTube channel, and she's done a series on there. Well, she's at least attempted to. She doesn't really post that often, but I watched her first ever YouTube video about depression and anxiety and things, and she stated that she's had anxiety and depression since she was 11 years old. And I just thought that was extremely sad because, when you're that young, like, anxiety and depression should be the last thing that you have when you're such a young person, and it's just something that you could tell that she goes through a lot. Like, she goes through her rough times, she goes through her, really good times, and she goes through her low times. But, just to know that T.I. did that to her, that really embarrassed her. It embarrassed her to a whole new level because, you know, she was just called all sorts of names. Like, thing that T.I. really didn't put into consideration when he did this whole thing is that her feelings and how it would make her feel. If anything, putting her business out there made situations worse because you just had creepy guys that came to her in her inbox on Instagram asking her weird and crazy things. And then you just had the downright disrespectful people that made fun of her for being who she was and, waiting off to do things, which is absolutely terrible. Like, I don't know why it didn't click in his mind that things could.
Thank you for listening, everyone. If you enjoyed that podcast, please be sure to tune in every Monday through Friday on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocketcasts, and Anchor for the rest of that podcast.